Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 11.
That's all about what it's all about, giving back. And we're in a position that we can, so we like to do that.
A local business firing up the grill and standing with the communities of Ridgecrest and Trona for a special event held earlier tonight. Salty's Barbecue held its Ridgecrest Strong Night Cruising event along with Diesel Mafia.
23 ABC's Josh Sanders was there as Kern County came together, showing Ridgecrest and Trona just how much they care about them now and into the future.
Tonight was a symbol of unity here at Salty's Barbecue on White Lane. Kern County coming together, collecting items for both Ridgecrest and Trona, those two communities devastated by those massive earthquakes.
Salty's Barbecue was open for a different type of business Thursday night.
These folks back there, us here, we didn't feel the effect that them people are feeling. They have no running water, you know, they're limited to anything out there.
Just a week after the initial 6.4 force shock, followed by the 7.1 earthquake rocking Ridgecrest in the small town of Trona, the local favorite hosted a special Ridgecrest Strong Night, collecting items for those in need.
So it just means a lot that we can take what we do on a daily basis and kind of broaden it out and kind of bring the whole community together and go support others.
Salty's teaming up with Diesel Mafia, the statewide truck club, collecting essentials for those impacted by the quakes.
So many people that need our help that don't have the means in order to help themselves. When there's disasters, I would want someone to come help me if my house, fell down or cracked or whatever.
The small town of Trona just outside of Ridgecrest taking the brunt of those shocks, from cracked roadways to damage on the city's iconic smokestacks. The swarm of earthquakes initially shutting down water and making the need for getting everyday supplies from toiletries to diapers to even pet food critical for residents.
It's nice to know that there's people like us out there that is willing to give their time and effort through community help and ourselves to donate to these people.
As of now, Diesel Mafia will take donations to Trona this Saturday, letting them know that we are all a part of Kern County. And together, we are Kern County strong. In Southwest Bakersfield, Josh Sanders, 23 ABC, connecting you.
And it's been 1 week since the 4th of July earthquake that shook the county, leading to an even bigger earthquake damaging Ridgecrest. Now, a week later, people working on rebuilding and moving forward, trying to figure out what the next steps are. Today, dozens showing up to the newly set up Resource Center at the Kerr-McGee Center with city and county officials on hand, guiding people to disaster assistance programs and services. Local nonprofit Community Action Partnership of Kern also there, signing people up for utilities assistance and paying for either their gas or electricity bills.
Being that we evacuated, I had to dip into my rent money, so we were short on everything now. So we went in there and they just took care of everything. All the love and support, it really helped. It's just amazing how a community can come together. It's unfortunate it takes something like this to make it happen.
There are currently 84 homes and businesses red tagged and 500 requests for inspections. Officials say FEMA is currently on the ground completing inspections, but some residents say they were told FEMA officials would be at the assistance center today and were not. They're hoping tomorrow that changes so they can get more answers. And that local assistance center open tomorrow, reopen from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. to help those still looking for assistance or any questions they may have. The agencies from the city, the county, the state, all there providing assistance and information. The Resource Center will remain open through Saturday at the Kerr-McGee Center, located at 100 West California Avenue in Ridgecrest.
As people continue to recover from those earthquakes, the Ridgecrest police chief took a moment today to talk directly to community members about what he's seen over the last week.
So despite the genuine fear of the ground shaking beneath our feet, the unknown when the next quake would hit, we have looked out for our families and we looked out for each other. That includes the residents of Ridgecrest, and it includes the men and women of this great department, the sworn professional staff, the sworn, and the countless volunteers who have worked 36-hour shifts or more to help this community.
In the 3-minute video, he says people shouldn't take for granted that the outcome could have been much worse. He told the community if they were prepared for this quake, it's time to prepare again. But if you were caught off guard, it's important that you prepare yourself in case of another major emergency. And you can see the chief's full video on our website, turn23.com. There you can also see pictures and video of damage, as well as information on recovery efforts and details on how to prepare for another disaster. You can also stay up to date through our free mobile and tablet app or our streaming platforms, Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Alexa.
This evening, we track Tropical Storm Barry, which is making its way toward the Louisiana coast. This is actually the first tropical storm of the season that is threatening the United States. Now, as of right now, this is still a tropical storm, very slow moving, so it is gaining intensity as it makes its way toward the land. It is expected to make landfall by Saturday morning and could become a hurricane as it hits the land in Louisiana. Actually would be hitting just west of New Orleans, and that would be bringing 74-mile-per-hour winds. But already Louisiana is experiencing 9 inches of rain at this time, so major flooding concerns in those areas. So this is something that we will be continuing to track as we head into the next several days. But as for temperatures here in Kern County, well, they were significantly warmer than what we were feeling this time yesterday, not only here in Bakersfield, but as well as in our mountain and desert cities. Still in those mid-80s right now here in Bakersfield, but the triple digits are just around the corner. I have more details on when you can be expecting that coming up next.
Southern California Edison has notified thousands of customers of a potential power outage that could happen tonight or tomorrow, according to a message sent out by the utility company. With a forecast of strong winds with potential fire activity in parts of Kern County, officials say they are exploring options for a potential public safety power shutoff. According to SCE, the communities that will potentially be impacted by the power shutoff would be Bodfish, Lake Isabella, and Wofford Heights. Bear Valley Springs and Bakersfield are no longer being monitored. SCE says its crews and meteorologists are continuing to monitor conditions in other regions that might be affected by dangerously high winds. We have a link where you can sign up for alerts about the possible outages right now on our website, turnto23.com.
An update to a story we first brought you as breaking news yesterday of alleged inappropriate activity from the owner of American Kids Sports Center, Mike Williams. Tonight, the Norris School District saying their cheer program will no longer use that facility. Today, a letter was sent to parents in the district letting them know about the situation. Superintendent Kelly Miller addressing the inappropriate activity allegations that were received by the district May 29th. Miller also said the district received a phone call from a parent sharing similar information. Both allegations received after the 2018-19 Norris cheer season ended, according to that letter. Miller says the district made the decision to no longer use American Kids Sports Center out of an abundance of caution. According to American Kids Sports Center, Williams no longer involved in the day-to-day operations. At this time, law enforcement not investigating the allegations made against Williams.
We now know the name of the man whose body was pulled out of a canal in southwest Bakersfield earlier this week. According to the Kern County coroner, that man is 27-year-old Hario Cordero of Los Angeles. His body was found Tuesday afternoon in the canal near Truxton Avenue and Empire Drive. Officials told 23 ABC it appeared the body had been in the water for quite some time. The coroner's office says it is still working to determine the cause and manner of death.
A homicide investigation continuing tonight after a woman was found dead in Oildale earlier today. Deputies getting to that home on Sycamore Drive near Riverview Park around 9:30 this morning, finding a 57-year-old woman dead with major trauma. One of the residents speaking to 23 ABC saying he just moved into the neighborhood last night, but this morning he heard violent screaming coming from his new neighbor's home, and shortly after he found her dead. Shane Wright says this is not how he pictured waking up in his new home, and friends of the victim saying she will be greatly missed.
Very, very faithful, God-willing woman. Prayed every morning, prayed for her plants, prayed for her friends, prayed for the world. She went to church wholeheartedly every Sunday, volunteered. The world lost a very good woman today.
According to neighbors, the victim had issues with the man she was living with, though no suspects have been named in that case.
A man is behind bars tonight, suspected of burglarizing multiple places in the Frazier Park and Pine Mountain Club areas. Bakersfield police arrested 52-year-old Lehman Harmon in Bakersfield. He was wanted on 2 felony warrants related to those burglaries and thefts. Officials say the thefts totaled thousands of dollars in losses. Now the Kern County Sheriff's Office say they're looking for Roshiba Fennell. KCSO says they believe Fennell was an accomplice to Harmon. Anyone with information on where Fennell is asked to contact the Kern County Sheriff's Office at 3110 or call the Secret Witness Hotline at 322-4040.
2 people sent to the hospital following a crash in East Bakersfield this afternoon. It happened around 2 o'clock in the area of Niles and Stockton Streets. Fire crews saying they got to the scene, found one person pinned in the car. Firefighters using tools to get that person out, you see there. 2 people taken to the hospital for treatment, though their extent of injuries is not known. One lane temporarily closed there on Niles as crews investigated, but it has since reopened.
In other news, we do have a traffic alert for you tonight. A closure in southwest Bakersfield could slow you down while getting home or heading to work. The westbound Westside Parkway on-ramp from Truxtun Avenue will be closed tonight between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. The closures are for construction. During this time, Truxtun Avenue will be closed in both directions between the westbound Westside Parkway on-ramp and Commercial Way. Drivers who use these routes are highly encouraged to take an alternate route.
Popular women's clothing and accessory store announcing today it's filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and closing its doors for good. Charming Charlie says it has plans to close all of its 261 stores in 38 states, including the location here in Bakersfield. The company closed about 100 stores during its previous bankruptcy, which ended in April 2018. But the company said it still wasn't able to bounce back. The local store, which is at the Marketplace, says they plan to close August 30th or sooner if they run out of inventory.
Soon you'll have another place to get that blonde roast, mocha frappuccino, or caramel macchiato because Starbucks has announced they're opening a new location in Northwest Bakersfield. The new location will be at Allen Road and Stockdale Highway. That's the same area where a new Orange Theory Fitness is set to open next month. No word on when they'll start hiring or when it will officially open, but we'll be sure to keep you updated right here and online at turnto23.com.
Well, definitely a great night to go outdoors, enjoy time with your family. That's what lots of folks did tonight during the concert at the Fountain at the Marketplace. Check it out. Some good old riffing there. That was Warfield playing some classic rock tonight at the Marketplace. The free show wrapped up around 9 o'clock. If you missed out, don't worry. There are concerts every Thursday at the Fountain through August. A full concert lineup can be found right now on our website, turnto23.com.
Coming up, a committee discussing the future of off-road vehicles near the coast. Details on what was addressed during the meeting.
Plus, opening the doors to an all-new Ronald McDonald house. Details on this new haven for local families. Allison?
We're tracking dry and hot conditions as we head into the weekend. I have more details on just how warm temperatures will be getting coming up next.
Welcome back. All eyes on the Oceano Dunes today as the California Coastal Commission considers phasing out the use of off-road vehicles in the area. Today, the commissioners deciding they won't be making a decision until at least next year. In the meeting today, those in favor of closing off the park to off-road vehicles argued it's dangerous, it's hurting endangered wildlife, and it's polluting the air by kicking up dust and sand. But people from the Central Valley said if off-road vehicles aren't allowed, it'll affect the Central Valley, forcing riders to travel further for their activities. And local business owners there on the coast saying if banned, it may force some places to close.
If the OHV community is such a big part of the economic development of our area, and that's what we do, of course we're going to have to move because there won't be anything left for us here.
The Coastal Committee decided not to make any changes today, but the proposed changes would well be sent to the state and discussed again next summer. Some of the proposed changes include prohibiting night riding, creating protocols for special events, and increasing enforcement.
Back here at home for the second year in a row, Assemblyman Vaughn will be sponsoring adoption costs at the Kern County Animal Shelter. The first 100 pet adoptions will be sponsored by the Assemblyman. Last year, 100 pets were adopted by members of the community through Vaugh's help. The event is happening Thursday, August 1st from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. and continues Friday and Saturday at the same times.
Today, the grand opening, the re-grand opening of the new Ronald McDonald house in central Bakersfield. The new home offering more space and resources to families staying at hospitals in Bakersfield. The home has been under construction now 6 months, finally complete today. The ribbon cutting. The home used to be able to serve 3 families at one time. Now it can serve up to 6. 23 ABC speaking with one of those families who stayed at the home 10 years ago when their son was in a head-on crash on the Grapevine. He was in a coma for 9 days. They say having that option to stay at the home was comforting in their time of need.
This new place is beautiful. It's wonderful, and the fact that they now can help 6 families instead of 3 These families are going to be going through the absolute worst time of their entire life. And this is a rare, bright spot in their day, in their life.
Last year, the Ronald McDonald House served 530 families right here in Kern County. More information on the nonprofit and their efforts right now on our website, turnto23.com.
Very cool. Nice to see that and hear from those who have stayed there before. Yeah. All right, let's bring in 23 ABC's Allison Gargiro, talk about our weather forecast. We are heating on up.
Oh yeah, we are, especially as we head into the weekend. So temperatures were warmer today than what we've been feeling the past several days. A high of 96 degrees. If you can believe it, on this day last year, a high of 103, and it was actually the beginning of a 25-day stretch of temperatures in the 100s. So thankfully we're not there quite yet, but thanks to this high pressure that we've been tracking all week that is dominating over the region, it looks like we are going to be getting there on Friday, and those triple digits will be hanging out for at least the next several days. So by Saturday, we will be tracking that intense heat and the potential for some hazy air as we head into the weekend, but we are going to be seeing periods of some gusty winds, especially through the passes and down into our desert cities. So that's not going to completely clear out the pollution that we've been tracking, but at least it's going to keep air quality in the moderate range for us here in the valley. Tomorrow we'll have an AQI of 93, but like we said, those triple digits, a high of 101 degrees in Bakersfield tomorrow. So this heat wave is only going to continue, but look at these temperatures this weekend, up to 105 on Saturday, and with temperatures in that 105 degree range here in the valley, the desert cities are going to be seeing the widespread triple digits as well. 103 on Sunday and holding on to that on Monday, and then a slight dip in temperatures as we head into the middle of next week. Still above seasonal, but at least we're going to be seeing the 90s. The Kern River Valley will have a high of 98 degrees tomorrow, then 100 degrees on Saturday. Tehachapi and Fraser Park in those low 90s as well. I mean, it was definitely hot out there this afternoon, so we can only expect what it's going to be like on Saturday.
Yeah, and felt that humidity a little bit too today.
Yeah,
Doesn't
not
help.
good. No.
Doesn't help.
We like the dry.
Yeah.
Settle into summer. All right, else. Thanks. Well, it's up in sports.
Summer League is up in sports. The NBA taking on the court over in Las Vegas. We're going to have some highlights from the Clippers game tonight. Plus, we're remembering the legacy of a longtime wrestling coach here in town. That and more after the break. Welcome back to 23 ABC Sports, day 6 of action in Las Vegas for the Summer League. We know the NBA Summer League gives everyone a chance to watch the freshest faces of the league play, and we're checking in on the Clippers and Kings at the MGM Resorts. Seconds left in the third quarter of this one. Kings' Kyle Guy steals an inbound pass, and he hits the three. 63-62, Kings lead. Then it's tied up at 73 in the fourth. Kaiser Gates knocks down a triple of his own to put the Clippers back on top. And then undrafted Clipper Amir Coffey, battling in the Summer League, drives and scores. LA would lead 83-80 after that bucket. Kings will have a last chance, but no good, as Clippers win this one 83-80 in the final game of the preliminary round, showing some good young talent to go along with the newly acquired stars Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Not too bad. Well, free agency frenzy came to a stop in the NBA, but that doesn't mean there weren't more crazy trades ahead of the league. And today it was reported that Russell Westbrook, he makes a move to reunite with James Harden in Houston. Russ has been sent to the Houston Rockets in exchange for Chris Paul, first-round draft picks in 2024 and 2026, and some pick swaps in 2021 and 2025. They're getting a lot, but Westbrook, he's joining the beard for the first time since James Harden played with OKC from 2009 to 2012, and the former UCLA Bruin averaged 22.9 points, 10.9 assists, and 1.9 steals a game last season. Well, from one court to the other, Serena Williams, she has defeated unseeded Barbara Strycova of the Czech Republic 6-1 and 6-2 in the second set to reach the Wimbledon singles final. The American will face number 7 Simona Halep of Romania. Williams is seeking her 8th Wimbledon singles title, having last won it in 2016. And Williams is the oldest Grand Slam finalist in the Open era at 37 years and 291 days. That final will take place on Saturday at 6 a.m. Another legendary member of the Bakersfield sports community lost today. As of this morning, it was reported that the first ever wrestling coach at CSUB, Joe C., he has passed away at the age of 80, leaving behind a long wrestling history here in town and well beyond. Former South High coach served as the head coach at CSUB from 1972 to 1984, and over the course of those 12 seasons, he won 184 duels. He also led 30 wrestlers in Division I and Division II to national individual championships and 7 D2 national team titles. And he kept seeking success beyond Bakersfield too, eventually being inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame in 1998. Well, today, current CSUB wrestling coach Manny Rivera had this to say about the passing of C. Coach C's impact runs deep in not only the tradition of our wrestling program and the Bakersfield wrestling community, but across the entire country, and he is responsible for making Bakersfield one of the best areas across the nation, and his accomplishments speak for themselves, end quote. Well, the community will also be remembering the life of longtime Bakersfield High coach Mike Ornelas, who recently passed away. On July 14th, the family has a rosary planned at St. Francis, while a funeral mass will be held July 15th, the following day at St. Francis as well, followed by a service and reception. And we're going to end sports on a lighter note now. We all know how nerve-wracking it can be for the pitchers waiting at the mound to see what the coach is going to do when he makes that walk out there. Well, for a collegiate summer league baseball team, the Kalamazoo Growlers, they have the cutest coach to call for the job. This is 6-year-old Coach Drake, and he means all business. He's got the look, he's got the attitude. Yeah. I mean, I was nervous. I know. I was like, oh, someone's in trouble. Look at this though. But he's giving a little love tap, guys. He loves his team.
Although I think it would make my heart feel a little better if I was getting pulled off the mound that he's coming.
And then look at this, guys. Wave your hat. Come on.
They love him. They love him.
Got to break character at some point.
Crowd pleaser. I like it.
The best coach I've ever seen in the College Summer League of Baseball, can I say?
That. But we got to see a little smile from him.
Yeah. He'll lighten up. He'll lighten up.
Yes. Love it.
That is so cute.
Well, when we come back, I have one final check of your forecast. I don't think it's going to be baseball temperatures outside this weekend.
Coach.
Welcome back. A little warm today, warmer tomorrow, warmer the next day, and so on.
We know the trend. I know exactly. But at least it's going to be better than what we were feeling last year, a streak of 25 days in the triple digits. Just a few for us, all thanks to high pressure that's dominating over the region. So 101 tomorrow, up to 105 on Saturday, and the triple digits continuing into early next week. But what I want to remind everybody that the desert cities are going to be nearing 110.
Not good for those that are still working to rebuild. That's for sure.
Gonna do the mad face like Coach Drake.
Yeah. Let's end on a lighter note. There we go. Play him.
That's us coming to you on Saturday, Allison.